Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, during his regime, he was the one, and together with Raila Amolo Odinga, behind the BBI storm. As this BBI was like a threat to William Samoei Ruto, as the unity and what was being discussed in BBI was literally going to terrify William Ruto. What William Ruto did was to send certain lawyers into court to ensure that this BBI was going to be stopped. But as the move was so successful, as William Ruto, through his lawyers, managed to stop the BBI, and the ambition and vision of BBI was having certain articles in the constitution being changed. When look at the story of BBI, it connects with what happened during the referendum, where now we are having the constitution of 2010. William Ruto was the leader that came out leading other group, rejecting the proposals of the constitution of 2010. In other words, when Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki, they were fighting for the new constitution, William Samoei Ruto himself, he was against the new constitution. When look at William Ruto's presidency, is a man that was terrified day one when he heard about the BBI. Because the cause of BBI was at the same as the cause of referendum. Because immediately the proposals were going to be accepted, then the only option these people are going to have was referendum. But immediately William Ruto identified that this BBI was going to be a storm against him. What he did was to come out and present certain lawyers in court to ensure that the cause was going to be stopped. Fortunately, the man came out successfully stopping the BBI because he had already knew what the repercussions and the consequences was going to come after the BBI, then referendum. As if that is not enough, when William Ruto was declared a winner by Wafula Chebukati, and there was a kind of complaints when it comes to the electoral injustices, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, as the president by then, never came out relenting and saying that his party leader was Raila Amolo Odinga. After, despite of him coming out to hand over to William Samoei Ruto, we thought like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was going to keep quiet. But what we are seeing today is another Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Is trying to follow the footsteps of Barack Obama of United States of America. Despite of him retiring from presidency, he came out playing, and even as we speak, is still playing the kind of key main role politics in United States of America. Does it mean that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta want to shape the politics of 2027? And how can he manage to play the politics of 2027? As some are feeling like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta should retire, some are feeling like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta should stay there, as they are going to play this game to ensure that William Ruto is going to be thrown out. And by being thrown out is through the vote that is going to be conducted in 2027. But of course, they are having their plans of referendum. And this referendum is going to be a kind of tsunami in 2024. Now, in this video, I want us to look at the kind of criteria and processes that is likely going to throw William Ruto outside the government legitimately, as the voters are now coming out to gang against him. At the same time, the tsunami declaration of referendum is going to come in the early next year. As Raila Odinga came out declaring that, now Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta came out explaining to Kenyans during his when he was still the president. At that time where BBI was being launched, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta came out explaining that the BBI was going to assist Kenyans to at least scrape out certain laws that were not helping Kenyans in any way. So Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta came out saying this.
Mimi na ndugu Raila tulimenyana hapa, tukazunguka nchi hii, tukasema tupatieni nafasi hapa tubadilishe hii katiba. Kuna vipengele ingine ambayo inasumbua Wakenya. Nyinyi wenyewe mumeangalia, sisi tumetoa jasho tukitafuta, wengine wamesema hawataki. Nyinyi mtajibu hiyo kwa uchaguzi ambaye inakuja. Hiyo ni yenu mujibu. Wale ambao wanaona mambo ni sawa, wale ambao wanaona ya kwamba tuko na katiba mzuri, lakini kuna vipengele vingine ambavyo vinatuletea shida na ni vizuri tuyaangalie. Mimi najua fikira zangu ziko wapi na vile nimejaribu, lakini kwa sababu uwezo ni wa Mwenyezi Mungu, sio wangu pekee. Uwezo ni wenu nyinyi wa Kenya. Uwezo ukaenda ukachukuliwa hapo na koti, na mimi nikasema sina vita na mtu. Mtaamua hiyo kwa mtaamua vipi jameni? Mnataka tubadilishe hii tutengeneze ama mnatakaje? Nataka kuona kwa mikono ni wangapi wanasema tunataka tutengeneze na ndio haki ipatikane. Ama nina.
So for Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is so determined, because even when it comes to the dialogue report, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta played a big role when it comes to that dialogue report, because we have been told immediately the reports were given to them. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, they met in Kiambu with different affiliate party leaders from Azimio la Umoja wa Kenya coalition. The mission was to ensure that he was going to convince these affiliate parties to reject the BBI report in totality. By rejecting BBI in totality, was going to ensure that as the members of parliament are going to resume their sittings early February, they're going to reject this. And if any case this is not going to be rejected, because now it seems like William Ruto has already captured the attention of the legislature. So for what they will do, they will come up with a referendum, because we are being told close allies, those who are in a circle or political circle of Raila Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, we are being told that they are planning and warming up about referendum. But you know, Raila Odinga understands very well about the tactics and the advantage of referendum. Can they come out with the storm of referendum and they can come out and destroy William Ruto completely in 2027? Because this is the course that is going to start in early 2024. Are they going to succeed? Because William Ruto is so terrified, as Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is still kind of declaring activeness in politics. But at the same time, is playing this active politics in the Republic of Kenya. Do you think that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to manage teaming up with Raila Odinga and other individuals in the Azimio la Umoja wa Kenya coalition? Because it seems like William Ruto wants to give Uhuru Kenyatta his own time. And that is why his Jubilee party, now William Ruto, it seems like haonekani ni kama anavuruta ile Jubilee party. You know, he wants to not to disturb Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's Jubilee party. But at the same time, it seems like William Ruto at the same time is not relenting about fighting the Jubilee. He wants to destroy Jubilee once and for all, because he believes that Uhuru Kenyatta might come back again with this simple Jubilee that are coming out to say that village party, which for them, it is also a threat for them, because as we speak, the Jubilee party is doing the grassroots recruitment and led by Jeremiah Kioni. Other camp of Sabina Chega and Kanini Kega, they're trying to do their best, but they are unable to come out to storm the street by recruiting the grassroots leaders. What they are fearing is that the Kenyans are hostile and the ground is not favorable to them. So in totality, I think Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's move is a kind of a move that is going to destroy William Ruto. That is it. Because at the same time, William Ruto destroyed him. William Ruto destroyed him in the last general election. As Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was retiring, William Ruto came out selling lethal agendas against Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in the mountain. So the repercussions there were, William Ruto had already managed to convince the people and residents from the mountain. And the game plan that he used was to divide and rule. And how he managed to do that, after he had already divided rule, tactic, and tricks, he came out now rendering Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta helpless when it comes to the politics of mountain. So what I know, when I look at the different kind of moves of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is literally showing a kind of someone who is strong, who is not going to retire very soon, as he is indicating that he is still there supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. Many times, he has come out to declare that Raila Odinga is his party leader. But as much as we are concerned about his declaration, are they going to manage by the declaration of referendum? Because the same Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has just come out to tell Raila Odinga to reject the dialogue report in totality while they were meeting in Kiambu County. So they want their MPs to come out to reject this, and that is going to be the basis and also the genesis of them starting this kind of referendum process. And because BBI was coming in a process of referendum, but they were stopped because they never followed the law, does it mean that this time round they're going to come with a storm as they are following the rule of law? Then they're going to come up with the referendum, because as we speak, the Kenya Kwanza side, they're coming out not to accept the kind of referendum that might be happening before the general election of 2027. Their proposals are that let the referendum be conducted at the same time the election is going to be conducted in the next general election of 2027. But at the same time, the election should be done separately with, of course, from the referendum. I think it will be unfair for Kenyans to come out to decide at the same time certain articles in the constitution, at the same time they should vote. This is just simple confusion. For me, I think let the referendum be conducted in early 2024. Then as we finish, then we have certain law and rules being stipulated in a righter way. But we are waiting whatever is going to happen, because what we know is, and something that I'm sure of, is that referendum is going to happen. Because Raila Odinga said that there are certain issues that they must correct. And in any case they're not going to correct, then there should be no election in the Republic of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think?